All right. So I found this amp at a Value Village, which is like a secondhand store, thrift store kind of thing. It was very cheap, and I negotiated it down for some reason. And anyways, I got this under $100 Canadian, and yeah, we're gonna check it out together. 'Cause why not? I noticed this input's loose, so we'll go right for the one that is more solid. At least there's sound. If there might be a ground issue, got some hum, but that just could be the single coils with the fluorescent lights and stuff. Should have probably tuned up. Oh wow, okay. That's probably just cleaning. I bet you contact cleaner would take care of that. Got some decent power. Everything on the EQ works. It's just noisy, but that's just dirt. It's not a big deal at all. Oh man, yeah, there's some weird. It's extremely dirty when it's like unstable. Stuff going on there. Okay, reverb works. This amp has tremolo, which is pretty awesome. Dirty, but it works. Okay, I can't tell what this preset volume is, but yeah, I can't seem to get the tremolo off now. Yeah, it's probably just dirty contacts everywhere. Yeah, I bet you is the only problem with this amp. Decent power. 50 watts, solid state, but... Oh, wow, okay. Alright. We're gonna get this as finely tuned as we can. Okay, I think the first thing I'm gonna do on this is try to take off this bike wheel reflector or whatever this is that somebody put on probably many years ago. Hopefully this is not crazy glued. Nope, there it goes. Okay, simple enough. And now I will just take lighter fluid to that and get all that goo off. It'll clean up real nice, I'll bet. Like nothing was ever there. Or close to. Sometimes the color will fade, but underneath whatever was stuck there hasn't faded over the years, so sometimes you can only go so far. But let's grab a rag, grab some lighter fluid, get this open with something. There we go. Push pin. Put a whole bunch of lighter fluid on that rag, sir, and wipe away the garbage. Clean the rest while you're at it. Sometimes you let it soak for a minute or so, but already saw what that did to it. But worst case scenario, you'll have some little residue lines, but I can probably get those out. So they're coming out right now. And yeah, worst case, I'd rather have a couple little lines you can barely see than some stupid bike reflector on this nice vintage amp. Alright, I don't know what this is. Some kind of ancient splooge all over this thing. Let's see. Lighter fluid, it works wonders sometimes for cleaning things. Apparently not for this, whatever this stuff is. We'll probably get back to that with other chemicals. There's a weird sticky residue right on the top. Hit that with a whole bunch of lighter fluid and I think it's all gone right now. It's all gone already. All these spots, I don't even know if the camera's... You know what? I'm gonna raise this. I guess that's what we get for now. So, using that lighter fluid, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of soak this rag. Get all of these marks out. Some of it you won't be able to get out. It'll never come out, no matter what you try. Without using a chemical that'll completely disintegrate the Tolex, that is. But already, that's it's a world of a difference right there. Okay, it's probably actually the last step you want to do after you do the rest of the work on the amp, but there you go. At least it looks a lot better if you're working on it. Might as well work on something that looks pretty. I have an old sticker over here, probably a price tag from a store. We'll hit that with lighter fluid and get that off. You can even feel the dirt in the potentiometers. Just when you're turning, you feel the dirt, and then when you spray with contact cleaner and work it out, you actually feel it loosen, and yeah, you feel the dirt getting worked out of there. So again, soak a good, spraying lighter fluid all over the place. Don't light a match. So yeah, this is an instance where it needs to soak for a bit. So I might actually put this on its back and soak it for a while, or just hold it for a second. Depending how old and the type of sticker or whatever, sometimes they're really tough to get off. Sometimes they need to soak for a bit. And sometimes if you just give it a minute, let that, oh, there goes the lighter fluid. Probably all over the floor. All right. Yeah, sometimes I'll let this dry and just try something else like Goo Gone, which is a product for removing old sticker residue or whatever. So I'll let that dry up and try some Goo Gone maybe. And really worst case, I'll put the amp on its back, get like a rag around the perimeter of the sticker and just soak it with lighter fluid. Try to have it sit there for like a good half minute to a minute. Then you can just scrape it off. Yeah, I can actually just scrape this off with my thumbnail. I probably should have just tried that in the first place. But welcome to life. Yeah, I feel kind of dumb, I gotta say. This is live, kids. Spot there. Scrape that off. So, besides this little residue stuff that's left, barely left, probably can't even see it in the video at this point. That is a pretty clean faceplate right there compared to how it came in. And I mean, ideally, like, I'll take these knobs off. I don't know, I probably have a set screw in these. No, there is not. Which is probably why one of them is missing. Come on. I mean, I'll have to do this anyways. But no, not necessarily. I don't know why I said that. So I'll put these in their little container. I'm a very avid container collector. Alright, so make sure it's unplugged. Take a sip of your beer. We'll check out the back. We haven't even looked at the back yet. Oh my goodness, it's a sticky note. I thought there was a bag of drugs in here. Leave these something. Well, whatever. I'm not. Whatever that says, I'm not going to do it. So, let's take a little peek in here. Original speakers. Yeah, might be a good time to pause while I crack this open. Alright. Maybe I'll just show the back for people who care. Some foot switch inputs here for the preset volume, which is, I'm still not sure what that is. It's possible it's just not working because the pot didn't seem to be doing anything, so it's possible that's just not working right now. Tremolo, reverb, and distortion all have their own foot switch inputs. You can just put probably just a simple latch switch. Recording output, which is just a line out. A couple fuses, that's it. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, just take a little second to note this Songbird Music sticker here, which is a store in Ottawa, where I'm from, where this was found, which is now Spaceman Music. But that's it. Shout out to Songbird / Spaceman. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, this speaker out is a clip, like a harness clip, which is weird / not great. I'd rather have that just be terminals, a jack, like anything, but holy harness clip. Anyways, minor detail. Stand by. Alright, so we've got this thing opened up. I noticed that the chassis is like a dark green, which for some reason I really like. That's all. I've never seen that. Anyways, so just going through, some of this stuff is a bit loose. We'll just tighten that stuff up. We'll take the nuts off of all these pots so we can take this whole board out and be able to clean the pots and reach in there, tighten up, and oh yeah, this other input's really loose. I'll tighten that up. So yeah, let's just check this out. Alright, so we've got the PCB with the pots out, and now is always a good time to just take a look at everything and look for any signs of bad stuff, like bulging capacitors and stuff leaking. This looks weird, but yeah, I think that's just like old dried something, because that's not anything to worry about. I'm not even sure if you see it on camera. Yeah, so this all looks pretty good. Just doesn't, I believe this amp is probably from the mid 70s from the research I've done just today after purchasing it. This is the first edition. There's 3 different series. This is series 1, so this is one of the originals, which would have been mid to late 70s. I've been looking for a date code, which I don't think that is one, but yeah, so that's it. Just always a good time to inspect everything, make sure everything's good, and everything looks pretty good with this amp. Nice and clean on the inside. So we'll just clean up those pots, and actually we'll just not even cut the video. How about that? So, just flip this back over. Actually, this is going to be tough to reach. Might actually take these jacks out just to give me some extra play in the wires. This one was already loose, so I will just unscrew that. The other one is probably a 12 mil socket. 12 mil, what do you know? It's like I've done this a couple times by now. Alright, see how much that helps. At this point you want to be careful. Oh, we got some lock washers here. You want to be careful to not have these move too much and break the solder joints on the PCB for these wires coming off. So you want to be aware of that. Okay, might as well get this. Okay, so I flipped this thing around here. If it looks different, that's why. One thing I should note, something I should have already checked because I learned the hard way when buying used amps. Check the fuse inside and make sure it's the right value. I once bought a used amp, and little did I know the tinfoil was wrapped, or the fuse was wrapped in tinfoil. And a year after I bought it or so, you know, the amp blows after 10 minutes of use or so, after I had played it numerous times. And yeah, it turns out the fuse was wrapped in tinfoil. And luckily it just blew the interior fuse, which in this case, for this amp, it's right here. But yeah, that could have been terrible. That could have blown everything, or been way more of a repair than it ended up being. So that's the thing. Always check the fuses when you're buying a used amp. Make sure that the right values are in there, or that the fuses aren't wrapped in tinfoil. Alright, so as I was, let me try that again. As I was putting this back together for a little trial run, I noticed what looks like a ground had gotten disconnected from these two jacks. So that's a thing I will resolder, put those jacks back in, try the amp out. Okay, so I just turned off my soldering iron, but also I just soldered a new wire. I just took out that old one completely and put in a slightly longer one, just to just has a little more flexibility, and that's that. So I've basically put this thing back together for the most part, put the knobs on, tightened everything, and now I'm just working the potentiometers again. There's still contact cleaner in there. It hasn't dried up. It can still do its job. This thing I think was so stiff at first, I didn't realize it was a concentric pot. Wait, no, it's not a concentric pot. That's a something something. A pot with a on-off. So this shouldn't make a difference. I'm confident that it's going to be a whole other world when I turn this on again. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that for a minute and get it back in the cabinet and plug it in, see how it's sitting. Alright, I just put this thing back together, and it's kind of the moment of truth. That buzzing you hear is normal. When I find a different angle, it goes away. That's just a single coil pickup. Combination with the electronics in the room. Mostly the fluorescent lights. Still a little crappy built-in distortion. And I still don't know what the preset volume does, but I think it's for the tremolo, because it seems to be lumped in with the tremolo controls, the way everything's segmented off here. I don't know. Anyways, pretty sweet find for $75 Canadian. And that's that. Sorry if that was a long one.